Hi, my name is Mercedes Hess, and this is Superior Connections with Sober Savage. We are here today with Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Hi,
How are you doing?
Mercedes. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I am super excited about this interview because you are one of the last before Pauls, and I call you that because as some of you know, I came here in the beginning with my boyfriend Paul, who passed away about 5 months later. And, the people that were here when we first got here, I kind of covet. And you guys are special to me because you know my whole journey here and you know my whole story. And I value you guys, and I'm really happy to still have a few of you here. So this should be an awesome interview. You got to us when around March, right?
Yeah, March of 2025 is when I got here.
Okay, and how did that look for you?
So my first round here, I came in actually still, high on drugs. And I actually ended up stopping for a little bit, but then I pulled back in and was upstairs in the building still smoking, still getting high, and still thinking I was doing something.
Yeah.
Even if I was drawing, I really thought I was doing something. You can go through the addiction thinking you're getting stuff done, but you're not, because that addiction has you stuck in one position. So I left and came back probably 3 or 4 months later, and now
I think we kind of noticed it because I remember that you would, every day you would bring me a note or some kind of list of things that I needed to attend to. And so when I remember when we did that, and I think that was one of the biggest lessons for me because you guys, I had formed my original bond with your round of people. You guys were the first people that I really made connections with. And so it was a huge lesson for me because I'd gotten attached, I had just become a peer coach and I didn't really know the lines between friends and friendly. So, your guys' recovery was just as important to me as mine was. And when I think we did a round of UAs, right? And it was 9 of you. There was
it was
nine
nine of
you,
us.
dude.
I remember that night actually.
9 of you went
Jeez.
home, and every single, we were just having to stack them up, and I would, it was devastating for me, and it was the first real lesson that I had with understanding that we have to be the lighthouses, right? We have to sit here and we have to know that the people that want help from us are going to find us, and if we go out and become rescue boats and bring all these people in, and they're not ready to be sober, they're not ready to commit to this program, but they're out there and we want to save them.
Yeah.
And the rescue boats end up being disappointed a lot of the time, but if we remain at our post and stay the lighthouse, then things tend to work out a little bit better. The right people find us, right? And that's another thing about our organization is that you can mess it up, you can relapse, you can be offered rehab, offered anything that we can offer you, but what you have to do is decide to come back in 30 days and face the music and say, hey, I want to try it again. And how did that feel to come back into our building after the 30-day period and try again? Was it hard?
Actually, no. I think coming back, it was so comfortable. I think Wendy really helped me out when she was just come home. Mm-hmm. She really it really made me realize how much you guys really did care about me and where we clicked. So coming back, I think I was a lot more serious. Y'all just kind of went about it oh, he's here.
Yeah, he's back.
He's doing good.
He's home.
Cool.
And we don't have to talk about anything behind us. There's a reason why the rear view is smaller than the windshield, right? Yeah. So about that. So tell me a little bit about what brought you into drug addiction in the first place. Can you tell me a little bit about what led you to our organization?
So it actually started when I was a young teen. It started with me and my best friend and my brother. It was just always hanging out, one needing to find something to do, and one of them got into drugs and bring it to the other two, and we kind of from 13 to 18, it was just on and off, just doing drugs all the time. We were doing cocaine. I started drinking. I stopped drinking at 21, but started drinking at 12. We were doing cocaine. We were finding ecstasy. I started smoking meth when I was 18. These are young ages of your brain to grow. So I was doing all this stuff when I should have been learning other things.
Mm-hmm. Where were your parents at?
Mom would be at work, Dad would be at work, and it's any chance we had to just go out and go find something. It's cool. We could be hey, Mom, we're going to go hang out. and she's thinking, oh, they're gonna go play video games. When we were over here downtown trying to find drugs, at like 13 to freaking 17 years old, like that's crazy. It's nuts. It blows.
It's crazy
my
how
mind.
different time is now. Like you see a group of 13-year-olds in the middle of downtown looking for drugs. Somebody's going to alert somebody, right? Somebody's going to tell somebody, right? Nowadays, that's something that doesn't just fly as easily as it used to. We may look pretty young, but we're getting up there a little bit. Times have changed a little bit,
almost to the halfway mark.
That's great. So with all of the the falls, the triumphs, and here you are, and tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, because I'm excited about it.
So
dude.
now I don't know. I came back and I was just watching Mercedes, and she had been like, you were running classes, back to back to back, and I was like, hold on. Let me follow that lead. So I went and figured out how to get into becoming a recovery coach.
You started doing the certifications. You have 4 of them right now. All four of them, and then we'll be tackling our QBHA in March, the 17th.
Yeah, the 17th it will be QBHA, and then I think I can get my HIPAA done this week, so that'll be nice.
That is beautiful. So and how does it feel to having learned all those things? Because it's easy to look from the outside at a peer coach and what we're supposed to be doing, but learning all the professionalism, the ethics, the spiritual, the core 30 hours. What has changed in your world after learning all of that?
I think for me it's people realize they can come to me for stuff more, and they're like, oh, don't talk to him because he'll just go yak his mouth off. Like they come to me and actually ask for advice, like simple stuff. Actually, one of the participants last week was like, hey dude, like should I move and go get a job at this other place? It's so far away. And I actually had to tell him, and I had to think it through, and I was like, dude, just stay here because you have a place to stay and you can still get a job. Just give yourself time,
right?
So I think my communication with people has changed, and just self-knowledge and knowledge of just.
And that's another thing. So as a participant, has it been difficult adjusting to, because as a participant you make friends with the other participants. So shifting from being a friend to being friendly with these people, has that been difficult for you?
For some it has, because some of the people have kind of just been like, oh, you're a coach now, you don't care. And then some of them, because I'm still friends with them, but I just had to come to them and be like, hey, we're still cool, but just let you know, while we're here in this setting, in this building, you guys, I am going to be a coach, so please treat it like that, because you guys are also participants, so it's still seen in a professional manner. So
yeah, I think one of the coolest things is the opportunity to, a lot of our coaches that are becoming coaches were started as participants, and I think that is really exciting, that we have discovered that as we grow as an organization, that it's been really difficult to find the level of coaches that we are, and so the best way to do that is to promote from within, to encourage from within, and grow from within, so that we are not having to train these people when they're coming in, because they've been here as participants. They see what coaches are, and so that's an exciting thing, that we rather reach from within than reach from outside to empower people. And I think you're seeing that with a lot of your peers as well. We're seeing a lot of people getting into the classes, and we are paying for those, right?
Yeah, we are.
That's a beautiful thing.
Some of them that are that I started off with, that started here, I've just seen them progress. So I see why you pay attention to progression so much, because they'll go from that street feral state to, yo, now you're over here talking about you have an interview next week. It's really nice. It is really nice.
So you also, like myself, head down to Denver every now and then. What's in Denver?
So in Denver, my pops is down there. He has an amputated leg, has 2 forms of cancer, and a stent in his heart. So I go up every weekend and I do my best to kind of take care of him and make sure he's all right.
And I want you to know how important that is, dude, to make sure that as you get further into, everything that becoming a peer coach involves, that you make the time for your family and make the time for the people that matter to you, because this job will always be here, and there will always be addicts. There will always be people that need us, and we'll always be ready to face that. But you only get one dad and one parent. One parent. You only get
people that are going to
So just
care
make sure that
much,
you're finding that balance, and that's what I urge you to do. So if somebody was coming into Superior Connections, looking to get help, what would you say to someone who's a little bit like, I can't commit to 2 groups for 5 days a week, dude?
I mean, my number one question is, what makes you don't think you can do that? And I break it down to the simplest aspect of like it's not taking much time out of your day, and you still have time to communicate and say, hey, I still need to go do this. Like, that's really what it is. And people who do come in and doubt it, I'm like, where else are you going to go? You know, you have options that aren't going to benefit you as much. They could definitely benefit you if you did it right. But, you know, like, here, we'll probably push you a little more. We'll come engage with you like, hey, what do you need this week? Let's figure it out. Like, it may not be right away, but we'll find some time to figure it out.
Not only that, but we give them the time, right? Like, you know, taking the cost out of living here and requiring groups instead of rent is kind of something that no one else is doing, for one, because, you know, rent is pretty mandatory at other organizations. So being able to provide the opportunity for people to come here and heal without having to give you a lump sum of money is kind of a huge thing, and I think it gives us a lot of different kind of participants.
Yeah.
What have you experienced participant wise here?
There's a huge group. It's not just one group. You go through groups of participants. You have more than one, and not everybody's going to be the same. But you can go from someone who's feral but still eats, and still gets up and still have a conversation to some of the most brilliant brains here.
Yeah.
But you still have to go, okay, where can I help you? Like, where do you really need help? And
that just goes to show that anybody can need these halls, can need to come in here, dude. I think we had somebody that was straight from Hollywood, right? I think yeah, I remember him. He came in and he was an interesting fella. So anybody can walk through our halls and feel welcome here and feel a sense of home, I think. Tell me a little bit about what you've gotten from groups.
One word real quick, though, that we use a lot, and I notice you use a lot, is growth.
Yeah.
Our focus is to growth. So when it comes to groups, is like every group that we go to is there's some type of growth somebody's going to grasp from it. They may not get it that day, but throughout the week you'll watch them start to like engage more and really grasp it. And just, you know, their notes that they take, their half sheets, like they really do show it in their words. They may not be able to come to you with it, but like you do watch their progress from a distance as a coach. And that's why we're here. We're almost like a cushion for them to kind of just, you know, keep going.
Just a silent watcher, really. And it's not like, you know, we may be watching and we may watch you decide to make the wrong choices, but we're not here to, you know, slap your hand. We're here to pick you back up.
Like, hey, let's try again.
Yeah, because we can't eliminate the opportunity for, you know, bad choices to be made. That's not something we can guarantee in anything that we do, but we can guarantee that we'll be here to pick you up when you fall. And that's
definitely,
that's valuable, dude. I'm really thankful that you have stuck around and that you've grown here, and I can't wait to see, you know, what you do. I mean, even in 6 months when I talk to you again in these seats, I can't wait to see where you're at, how many people you've affected. The possibilities that are ahead of you are pretty huge. So I'm excited for you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with everybody before we go?
We're a home. We're a home here. It's not just a program. We're a home. We lean on each other. There are times where I sometimes lean on the participant, and they do help, you know. So the program overall is, we just want to get people from a crummy position into a good position and still be there for when people need to come back. So
that's absolutely true. Thank you so much, Jacob. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
I'm excited.
You have a wonderful afternoon, dude.
You too.
Talk to you later.